The story begins with Kim, a nerdy high school student, being nudged by his mother to introduce himself to Lee, the daughter of an old friend. Lee is moving into the second floor of their house, which was previously used for storage. Kim is instantly annoyed, protesting that his mother can't just bring a girl to live there, but she dismisses his complaint with a firm, "My house, my rules." Feeling too embarrassed to maintain eye contact, Kim gives Lee an awkward nod as she confidently extends her hand and greets him with a friendly smile. Hesitantly, he offers a few fingers for a handshake and mumbles his name. Trying to ease the tension, he explains the layout of the house and mentions that the second floor will now be her room. Lee, seemingly unfazed, asks if he attends UMan High. When he nods, she beams excitedly, revealing that she is transferring there as well. She suggests they get along, but Kim barely reacts, still struggling to process this unexpected change in his living situation. Kim's mother, already halfway out the door, instructs him to help Lee set up her room. He mutters a response, watching her leave, then sneaks a glance at Lee, surprised by her composed demeanor. She seems polite, which only makes him feel more awkward. Lost in thought, he is suddenly interrupted when Lee calls his name. Before he can respond, she digs into her pocket and casually pulls out a cigarette. "Hey, got a lighter?" she asks, catching him off guard. His brain short-circuits as she repeats herself with an added jab, calling him an idiot. Kim's mind races. This girl is nothing like her polite act from earlier. As she strides up to him with amusement in her eyes, he shrinks back, still avoiding eye contact. She smirks, delivering a sharp insult. "Wow, you really are a loser." The word stings, triggering painful memories of school bullies. At Iman High, Kim is immediately met with familiar torment. A group of bullies surrounds him, sneering and stealing his bread. Sangbom, a red-haired bully, mocks him by calling him a loser, earning laughter from his lackeys. Kim clenches his fists, silently assuring himself that he is not what they call him. His thoughts drift to the start of the semester when Sangbom had initially acted friendly. He had casually asked Kim to buy him banana milk, but when Kim refused, a slap came out of nowhere. In an instant, Sangbom's demeanor turned cold and he issued a menacing demand. When Kim tried to protest, another slap followed, and then another. Powerless, he had no choice but to endure the abuse. Back in the present, Sangbom sneers at the red bean bread Kim brought, complaining that he hates it. As Kim starts to apologize, a brutal punch lands in his stomach, knocking the wind out of him. Sangbom mockingly forgives him, but insists on a punishment. When Kim mutters 3, Sangbom laughs and triples the number, gleefully delivering each punch while counting aloud. The bowling session is cut short when one of the goons warns that a teacher is approaching. Sangbom smirks before walking away, leaving Kim trembling in pain. Later, as class begins, the teacher takes attendance before announcing a new transfer student. When Kim looks up, he freezes. Standing at the front of the class with a bright, confident smile is none other than Lee Min. The students whisper among themselves, admiring her presence. Kim, still reeling from earlier, feels his stomach drop. Why is she here, he thinks. The teacher searches for a vacant seat and lands on one, right behind Kim. As Lee hears his name, something clicks. Spotting him, she narrows her eyes slightly, realizing he's the same awkward guy from that morning. Her eye twitches. Oh great. It's the loser. As class progresses, Kim does his best to ignore Lee's presence, but then, thud, a light kick on his chair. He turns around to see her smirking while holding a crumpled piece of paper. Before he can react, she tosses it at his face. Startled, he opens it and reads, "Pretend you don't know me." Kim scoffs, crumpling the note. As if I wanted to. During recess, still annoyed by the morning's events, Kim decides to do something unexpected. Before leaving the classroom, he discreetly slips a piece of paper onto Lee's desk. When she picks it up, she's confused. Opening it, she finds a full map of the school. She pauses, pressing her lips together. Meanwhile, in the restroom, Kim's bullies are at it again. Sangbom taunts him, asking how many punches he wants this time. Kim braces himself for another beating, but instead of hitting him, Sangbom just places a hand on his face. Confused, Kim glares. "What now?" Sangbom grins. "Relax. I'm not going to hit you today. I need a favor." Kim raises an eyebrow. "What favor?" One of the lackeys chuckles, assuming Kim is just a gaming addict. Sangbom brushes off the comment and says, "I heard from the class pres you're top of the school." Internally, Kim groans. "I'm not a genius, but I used to do okay on tests." Before he can say anything, Sangbom grabs his hand, acting as if they are suddenly best friends. "Help me with my tests." Kim is baffled. "Help how?" Sangbom's grin widens. "Make me some cheat sheets?" Kim starts sweating. "If we get caught, we're both screwed." One of the bullies asks why Sangbom suddenly cares about tests. He shrugs. "I want to study abroad. My mom says I need good grades to go." Kim blinks, barely processing the words. Before he can react, Sangbom grabs his shoulder, his face twisting with anger. "Are you helping or not?" he snarls. Kim stiffens, feeling sweat trickle down his back. He knows the risk, but before he can stutter out a response, Sangbom's fist slams into his stomach with brutal force. Pain explodes through Kim's body as he chokes, saliva splattering from his mouth. He collapses to his knees, gasping for air. Songbom kneels beside him, smirking as he pats Kim's back mockingly. I'll ask again. You in or what? Tears blur Kim's vision, but he steadies his voice. Fine. I'll do it. Songbom grins, satisfied. Smart choice. It's better for you. You won't even see me anymore once I go abroad. But as he turns to leave, something about Kim's face makes him pause. His eyes burn with defiance. That look pisses him off. Without thinking, Songbom swings again. His fist crashes into Kim's face. Again and again and again. Kim doesn't fight back. Blood drips from his nose, but he smiles. Sorry for looking at you like that. He wipes the blood away, his eyes glinting with something unreadable. Songbom scoffs. Yeah, that's better. As the gang walks out, laughing, Songbom tosses a final line over his shoulder. See you at the test, nerd. Kim stays on the cold bathroom floor, his blood dripping onto the tiles. His fists clench. His chest burns. I never wanted to be smart, he mutters. I wanted to be strong. The sun sinks, painting the sky in gold and orange as Kim trudges home. By the time he steps inside, it's already dark. The scent of home-cooked food fills the air. His mom hums in the kitchen, stirring a pot. Kim, go call Lee for dinner. Kim blinks. Why? His mom sighs. She's living here now. It's normal to eat together. With a deep breath, Kim drags himself up the stairs. Living with a girl? He still can't wrap his head around it. Standing in front of her door, he knocks. Minji? No response. You in there? A soft voice hums from inside. Kim hesitates. Did she just tell him to come in? He pushes the door open and instantly regrets it. Lee stands there, fresh out of the shower, a towel barely clinging to her body. Time slows, her eyes widen. A kettle flies through the air, cracking Kim straight in the forehead. The last thing he sees before blacking out, Kim groans as he wakes up, a foot nudging his side. Minji, now fully dressed, stares down at him, arms crossed. Loser, she mutters. Wake up. Kim shoots up, rubbing his head. What the hell, you knocked me out. Lee smirks. You deserved it. What were you thinking, barging into my room? You some kind of creep? I thought you said to come in, Kim protests. And my mom asked me to call you for dinner. Lee huffs. Next time, knock and wait, idiot. Try it again and I'll rip your limbs off. Kim shudders. Noted. At the dinner table, Lee takes a bite and her face lights up. Whoa, this is amazing, Kim's mom beams. Your mom mentioned you like soybean paste stew, so I made it for you. Lee gives her a thumbs up. Best I've ever had. Kim watches in disbelief. She's polite with adults? Since when? His mom turns to her. So, why did you move here alone? Lee hesitates before answering. I came to study. Kim nearly chokes on his food. You? Study? Lee glares at him. Got a problem? She explains her grandfather owns a building in the city. Whoever gets into a university here inherits it. Kim's mom nods, impressed. That's great motivation. Kim's mind drifts as he watches Minji. She's serious about this. But before he can think too hard about it, his mom slaps his back. Kim's the perfect study partner. He's the top student. Lee freezes, then slowly turns to him. Wait, you're number one? Kim sighs. Yeah. She grins. Perfect. Later that night, the sky is a deep shade of blue, clouds swirling around the moon. Kim leans against the sink, drying dishes when Lee walks up. Hey there, we need to talk. Outside, they descend a long flight of stairs near his house. Where are we even going? Kim asks. She stays silent until they reach the bottom. Then, crouching in the shadows of an alleyway, she lights a cigarette. The flame flickers in the dark. She exhales. Teach me how to study, number one. Kim blinks. Nope. Minji's eye twitches. Excuse me? I hate bullies. No way am I helping someone like you. Kim turns to leave, but Lee grabs his sleeve. I'll give you a cut of the building. Still no. She scowls. I'll set you up with a hot girl. I have tons of cute friends back home. Kim hesitates. For a split second, then shaking his head, he mutters, they're probably just as bad as you. Lee smirks. Ooh? What if I told you one of them likes your type? And she has. She leans in, whispering. Huge balloons. Kim's brain short-circuits. His resolve wavers. For a moment, just a moment, he considers it. But before he can respond, a new voice interrupts. Yo! Introduce us instead! Kim stiffens. Three guys step out from the shadows. Delinquents. The leader, a stocky guy, sneers at Minji. Forget your friend, you'll do just fine. Kim's blood turns cold. He knows these guys, and they're trouble. Lee keeps her head down as the guy asks where she studies, inviting her to drink with them. She firmly refuses, telling them to leave, but they don't back off. The fat guy grabs Lee's hand, telling her not to play hard to get, claiming she likes guys like them. He tries to pull her up. In full panic mode, Kim pulls out his phone to dial 911, but then Lee suddenly changes her tone. With a dead serious expression, she agrees. The fat guy smirks, thinking he's won. Laughing, he asks again if she'll drink with him. She hasn't finished speaking. Standing up, she walks over, places a hand behind his neck, and then... He's not a man, just a filthy pig. Bam! A knee straight to the chin. The dude drops, knocked out cold. Kim is in shock. Did she just KO a dude twice her size with just her knee? The other two guys? Furious. One charges at her, swearing he'll kill her. He swings. She dodges effortlessly, stance locked in. Is she a black belt? Kim wonders. Another guy lunges, fist ready. Before he even registers what happened, crack! A counterpunch right to his nose. Blood spurts. He stumbles and she follows up. Bam! One more punch to his chin. He drops, unconscious. Kim is frozen. Is this real life? The last guy, the pumped-up gym bro, is livid. He curses at Lee, flexing about being a weightlifting champ and a taekwondo black belt. He rushes in, ready to end it, but she dodges. Effortlessly. Spins elbow. Strike. Clean hit to the jaw. Dude. Drops. 3 guys, unconscious. Lee, not even breathing hard, like it was routine. Kim is losing it. What just happened? Recalling their convo at dinner, he remembers her saying she played sports. Bro, this was her sport? As he processes it all, he steps forward, calling out to her. She glances at her fist, then at him. Annoyed. You were watching? She snaps. Kim hesitates. You didn't call the cops. Rolling her eyes, she sighs. He hesitates again. What sport? Do you play? She stares. Then finally, martial arts. Kim swallows hard. His mind flashes to all the times Sangbom bullied him. A thought clicks. Lee. He takes a deep breath. I'll teach you how to study. She blinks. What? In return, you teach me how to fight. Silence. Then, her expression shifts. Fierce. Ice cold. Impossible. Kim is confused. That was not the answer he expected. Why not? Lee looks disgusted. Do you even know what training means? She steps closer. It means physical contact. We'd be close, smelling each other. She glares. Ew. I'd never do that with you. Go train at a gym. Kim clenches his jaw. I can't. The bullies are in every gym in the city. She flicks her hair. Not my problem. And I'm not teaching a loser. With that, she turns and walks away. Kim wants to argue, but he hesitates. Behind him, the bullies start waking up. Not waiting around for round 2, Kim bolts home. Later that night, Kim is still wide awake. He replays the fight in his head over and over. Even the toughest guys at his school don't fight like that. If he could learn from her, if he could actually stand a chance against those jerks, his mind flashes to Sangbom tormenting him. His fists clench. The next morning, Kim's mom wakes him up. Eat your sandwich, she says. And, to give the other one to Lee, Kim stares at the second sandwich. Wait, I have to deliver this? Seriously, do it for me. Grumbling, Kim heads upstairs, dreading the idea of facing Lee this early. Maybe she changed her mind. He knocks, no answer. He sighs, just as he's about to leave the sandwich on the floor. Come in. Hesitant, Kim opens the door. You sure? Yes, he steps inside. Boom, vision, blurred, giant beauty alert. Lee is only wearing a loose blouse. Kim flips Lee's covers, her shouting, I didn't see anything! Lee rolls her eyes. You're a perv! She lifts her shirt, revealing she had shorts on. Relax. Still flustered, Kim sends the sandwich. My mom sent this. She keeps brushing her teeth, scrolling through her phone. And go, Kim sighs, placing the sandwich near her dresser. But then his eyes land on some books. Wait, elementary school textbooks? Confused, he flips through one. These aren't old. They've been used recently. His mind races. No way. Lee finishes brushing her teeth, stepping out. Why are you still here? Kim doesn't answer. Instead, he points at the books. You're really studying with these? Lee follows his gaze. When she realizes what he's looking at, her face burns with embarrassment. In an instant, she's on him, shoving him against the wall, furious. Not your business, Kim! Gulps. Oh, okay, got it. My bad. He backs off, but before leaving, he pauses. Just think about it. The deal. Lee glares. Kim keeps going. You don't even know the basics. No prep course will take you. Studying alone will be impossible. Lee groans, tired of his voice. As he reaches the door, a book smacks against it. Leave, Kim scrambles out. Later that evening after school, we see Kim at home, still thinking about everything, and this time he's not giving up so easily. Kim's mom nags him again to take food to the girl, and after some reluctance, he heads upstairs. Just as he reaches the second floor near Lee's room, the front door swings open. Before he can react, a voice cuts through the hallway. What are you doing here? It's her. And she does not look pleased. Kim hesitates, clearly not thrilled about playing delivery boy, but admits that his mom forced him. Rolling her eyes, the girl sighs. Wait here, don't move. She disappears up the stairs, leaving Kim in awkward silence. Meanwhile, Lee stares at him, visibly pissed, for some reason. Before Kim can ask what's up, the girl returns, looking unusually serious. I need to talk to you. It's important. Setting aside her usual pride, she confesses she applied to 3 prep courses, but got rejected, all of them. Because of her placement test results, Kim blinks. Wait, seriously? Flustered, she repeats herself. Turns out she tested at the level of an elementary schooler. Kim sighs, half expecting this outcome. Told you no prep course would take you. You're way behind. Ignoring the jab, she straightens up. We're gonna fix it. Kim frowns. Fix what? You're gonna teach me to study, and in return I'll teach you how to fight. Silence. Kim wasn't expecting that. Fast forward to day 1 of their tutoring session in the girls' room. Kim, standing by a whiteboard, kicks things off with a basic English lesson. But the girl squints. "Why are you acting so formal?" "As your tutor, I have to," he deadpans. She glares. He caves. "Fine, I'll chill." He hands her a simple test. "What does this word mean?" She squints harder. Cigarettes." Kim's expression malfunctions. The lesson continues, but every vocab word is met with silence. Slowly, he realizes she knows literally nothing. The boy starts explaining the English alphabet's basics, realizing her situation was worse than he thought. After what feels like an eternity of Kim tutoring, the girl suddenly announces a switch to martial arts training. Sitting cross-legged on her bed, she claims that knowing your enemy is the key to victory. Step 1, gather intel. The boy, sitting on the floor, questions if spying is even a thing in fighting, and the girl confirms you can't beat someone without knowing their weaknesses. Minchi declares they'll start immediately. Another day rolls in, and we see Minchi perched on Kim's shoulders, peeking over a wall. Annoyed, she asks if the delinquent really smokes there, and Kim nods. As she scans the area, a group of bullies rolls in. Sangbong, with his usual psycho grin, asks a friend for a cigarette. Minchi turns to Kim, confirming if that redhead is his opponent. Kim nods. One of Sang's friends asks if Hez seriously fighting later, and what went down. The redhead explains that his opponent had been messing with him for too long. A bulky guy asks where the fight's happening. Sungbong smirks, saying it's after school in the underground parking lot. Realizing this is their chance to study Sungbong's fighting style, they decide to observe Kim struggling under Michi's weight. Finally complains she's too heavy. Offended, she gets mad. She too much, and the duo topples over. The thud draws attention. The bullies glance around suspicious while Lee scolds Kim for dropping her. Fast forward, amid 2 towering blue buildings, a small guard post blocks access to an underground garage. Jake Hood up exhales smoke, asking why they're watching this fight. Lee, chilling on the stairs, explains they need to analyze Songbong's techniques. Minnie adds that Kim just needs to shut up and learn. Kika's eyes snap open as she lugs the girl's bag. Kim, still skeptical, questions if Hess actually learning to fight, given he has thrown a punch. Yet Lee glares, tells him to trust her, and calls him clueless. As the tension builds, the crowd gathers. Kim notices the bullies arriving and informs Lee. She gets up, signals Kim, and they head down. In the basement, a mob encircles 2 fighters, Sangbong and a scrawny black-haired kid, radiating quiet rage. Sangbong sneers, calling him a nuisance. The nerd ignores him and demands an apology for breaking his friend's finger. Sangbong fake apologizes directly to the nerd's eyes before jamming his thumb into them. The kid stumbles back, groaning. Sangbong exploits the moment, uppercutting his chin. Blow after blow, he drives the kid backward. The nerd, fueled by anger, attempts to curse him out, but gets a brutal kick to the gut. Another punch, another collapse. The crowd roars. Sangbong mocks his downed opponent, calling the fight boring. Kim watches in horror. Even after winning, Sangbong done. He kicks the nerd's head, berating him for his arrogance. Blow after blow. He does stop. The beaten boy finally sobs, begging for mercy. Kim, shaken, wonders how many teeth the poor guy lost. Sangbong crouches, eyes cold, and murmurs that he shouldn't be the only one apologizing. Grabbing the nerd's wrist, he smirks, suggesting he should return the favor for the broken finger. He snatches a fire extinguisher, aiming to shatter the boy's hand. Kim's stomach churns. The sheer brutality is unreal. That night, Kim sits on a park swing, face in hands, sobbing. "I can't win," he keeps repeating. Ma, sitting beside him, rolls her eyes at his meltdown. The boy's visions of Sangbong's violence replay in his mind, fueling his despair. Irritated, the girl suddenly kicks him, calling him a crybaby. With fierce determination, she tells him to shut up. 1 month, she declares. Kim, stunned, asks what she means. Minnie, exasperated, repeats herself. 1 month, and you'll beat him, Dio, or not? The boy, trembling, doubts everything. But then, gripping the chains of the swing, he exhales sharply. Screw it, he mutters. Imin. 1 month later. Students chat about exams like it's just another normal day. Sangbong keeps harassing Kim, smirking, asking if he studied. Watching from afar, Lee sees Kim still hesitating. Annoyed, she drags him to the stairs and confronts him. "You ready? We already agreed. You're challenging him today." Kim hesitates, fear lacing his voice. I don't know." Im, still scared. Furious, Lee calls him a coward, saying all their prep was pointless. He protests, saying just thinking about fighting makes his brain short-circuit. Seeing logic won't work, Lee calls him an idiot and tells him to shut up and follow her. Back in class, a teacher starts handing out exams. No cheating, she warns. As the test begins, Mookie rolls a small paper, eyeing Songbong casually. She flicks it onto his desk. He notices and smirks, thinking Kim passed him an answer key. "Damn, you're quick," he chuckles, unfolding it. But instead of answers, he finds a handwritten insult and a fight invitation. His face darkens. The plan is working. Kim, clueless, watches as Songbong glares at him, fists clenching. Songbon click. Flashback. 1 month ago, Kim is drenched in sweat, hauling Lee on his back up a never-ending staircase. How does this help me fight, he gasps. Lee, unimpressed, taps his head, trusts the process. With no other choice, he obeys. At another point, Hes planking while Lee sits on him. Does this help, he wheezes. Nope, she grins. Just comfy, Kim groans. Later at a food stall, Makaya explains that strength comes from mass, gain 10 kg, Kim balks. How, duh. Frustrated, she calls him annoying, making him sigh. Lee, tuh. Treating Kim expects combat lessons. Instead, a package arrives on the rooftop. He finds it packed with boxing gear. Mingus stretches. An old friend sent it. Shez got big. Kim panics. Not the time for this, Lee brushes him off. Let's start, basics. She demonstrates a jab, then a straight, sending air whirling. Now your turn. For 2 straight weeks, Kim punches the air day and night. His form is garbage. Lee sighs. Try with weights. He does. His arms burn. The weeks crawl by. Then finally he lands a perfect jab. Straight and low kick. Lee nods, impressed. Maybe you're not hopeless. She then introduces the charge. Kim assumes it's like a soccer slide tackle. Wrong. It's a full force takedown. She tells him to knock her down. Nervous, he hesitates. Should I really do it? Kim braces himself and charges, only to realize Lee isn't moving an inch. The girl, totally unfazed, asks the boy what Hes even trying to do since Hes so weak. But with his face pressed against her thighs, he can't help but feel a little flustered. Embarrassed, he mumbles that the whole situation feels kind of thrilling. Before he can even process his own thoughts, Lee takes advantage of his distraction and slams a knee right into his face. Kim groans in pain. The girl smirks and tells him that if he messes up his charge like that again, this is exactly what will happen. She points at herself and declares it's her turn now. The boy just nods. Both get into position. The girl, standing firm, announces she's going for it. Then, almost casually, she drops a bomb. Sangbong is way stronger than him. If Kim tries a basic charge, he won't even make him budge. She grins and promises to teach him something special, something that will actually work. But for the next 2 weeks, his training gets brutal. Planks with Lee sitting on his back, running upstairs at full speed with her clinging onto him, squats while carrying her in his arms, punches, kicks, fighting drills, over and over. He practices charges designed to take opponents down, spars with Lee relentlessly, and gets beaten up more times than he can count. But he also starts landing hits. In one spar, his punch actually hurts her hand. She's surprised he's improved. They train non-stop, even after the sun sets. Outside of training, Kim helps her study. She improves fast. Time flies and a whole month passes. Now back at school, Emki looks at Kim and asks if he's ready. Nervous, sweating cold, he admits he's more anxious than ever. He asks about the note she sent Seom since it made him really mad, but Emki brushes it off. Mind your own business, she says. Focus. She calls him a loser again, but tells him to win. A crowd gathers for the fight. The atmosphere is electric. Kim arrives standing across from Bum, who looks absolutely pissed, veins popping as he takes a drag from his cigarette, trying to calm himself down. But Kim, he takes a deep breath, finds confidence, and tells himself, he's got this. Flashback to the night before, Michi is chilling, smoking her coconut cigarette as usual. Kim sits beside her, practically vibrating with nerves. She notices and asks if he wants a hit. He refuses. She laughs and starts teasing him. Loser, you're shaking just thinking about it. Kim admits it's his first real fight. Just picturing himself facing that bully makes his stomach twist. A little disappointed, Michi sighs. You really are a loser. Then out of nowhere, she tells him to take his shirt off. Confused, but not questioning her, he quickly obeys. Flex your abs. He does. He's still pretty skinny, but thanks to all the training, some definition is starting to show. Minchi nods approvingly. See, you're already looking better. Then she gets serious. If you let all this training go to waste over some dumb fear, you're an idiot. She reminds him this fight isn't just physical. If he loses, it'll be because he let himself lose. Kim, still unsure, nods. I'll try. Michi rolls her eyes. Try, whatever. Then he hesitates and asks why she keeps calling him a loser. It's kind of offensive. She immediately snaps. Shut up. You are a loser. Then more softly she adds, be grateful I'm even talking to you. She leans her head on her knees. Win and I'll call you by your real name. Kim swallows hard. That hits different. Suddenly she stretches out her arm holding a green lighter. Still, take it. Kim, confused, stares at it. What's this for? She smirks. If you hold it in your hand, your punches will hit harder. He takes it, gripping it tightly. I'll return it after I win. Michi just shrugs. Nah, keep it. I want a new one anyway. Kim turns the lighter over in his hand, noticing a strange name scratched onto it. Where'd you even get this, Lee? Rolls her eyes. None of your business. Fast forward to the fight. Kim grips the lighter tight, staring at his opponent, gulping nervously. The guy looks way too relaxed. How do these bullies stay so chill before a fight? He remembers Lee's words. Confidence? Yeah, sure. Easy for her to say. He tightens his grip and steps forward. If he loses, he'll always be a loser. He can't let that happen. He stops right in front of Seom, who just smirks, taking a drag from his cigarette. Bro, you lost your mind. Kim glares. Nah, I'm good. Seom burst out laughing. Yo, record this? We're gonna call it Loser Gets Wrecked. From the sidelines, Lee watches. He better not embarrass himself. Seom flicks his cigarette away. Alright, let's make this fun. How many hits you want? Cause I'm gonna hit hard. Kim remembers what Lee said. Wait for the right moment, but right now, he's just drenched in sweat. Nah, Kim says, you tell me first how many hits you want. The crowd erupts in laughter, the nerds talking back. Simum grins. Yo-yo on something. He doesn't wait for an answer, he lunges, fist flying. Kim flinches. Here it comes, but he's not nervous anymore, or at least that's what he thought. Before he can dodge, Siam's fist connects, hard. Blood splatters. Kim barely processes it before another punch slams into his face. His glasses go flying. What happened to all that talk? Siam sneers. Landing another hit. Kim stumbles. A knee drives into his gut. He coughs up spit. The crowd jeers. What was he thinking? Seom yanks Kim up by the hair, cackling. You thought you had a shot? Bro, you're nothing. The crowd eats it up. Why'd he even challenge Seom? Embarrassing, Kim wipes the blood off his nose. Enough. What was that? I said enough. Kim pushes at Seom's chest weakly. I give up. It's over. Tears mix with the blood on his face. The crowd laughs harder. Seom sighs. Damn, that's pathetic. He lets go of Kim, then bam! A surprise kick to the stomach sends him flying into the wall. You really thought I'd let you off easy. Seom closes in and unleashes hell. Fists pummel into Kim's arms, ribs, face. He tries to guard, but it's useless. Hess crying now, his body screaming in pain. All that training, all that sparring, and for what? It wasn't enough. He wasn't enough. And then a memory. The most important thing in a fight is mental strength. Lee's voice echoes in his head. Kim panics. Mental strength. Bro minds in the negatives. But then, Lee poking his chest. If you lose your mind mid-fight, you're done. So if that happens, do what I do. Soam's fists keep flying, but Kim, he takes a deep breath. Even if I die, I'll try, and then he lunges at Seom. Seom stares. Yo, what the? Kim grabs him. Seom bursts out laughing. Bro, are you trying to hug me, Kim? Don't answer. He just bites down hard on Seom's ear. Seom screams. Blood drips down his neck. He shoves Kim off, cursing in agony. Meanwhile, in the flashback, Lee smirks. In a life-or-death fight, winning is all that matters. Kim stumbles back, blood on his lips, eyes locked on Seom. Seom, still gripping his ear, glares. You little. Kim clenches his fists. Round 2 starts now. Still crying, our protagonist keeps his fiery glare locked in place. Then, without hesitation, he charges at the delinquent. His fist swings, landing squarely on the guy who barely reacts, too distracted by his busted ear. No time wasted, Kim follows up with a brutal straight punch to the bully's face. The relentless blows send Songbong stumbling backward. The crowd erupts in cheers, realizing the tables have turned. Meanwhile, Lee watches with an amused smirk. Kim, hyped from landing a clean shot, yells that Hez just getting started, Hez ready to go all in. But despite taking the hits, Sangbong stays on his feet. Wiping the blood trickling from his nose, he curses under his breath. The bully scoffs, asking if Kim seriously just hit him. Kim stays silent, locked in thought. He had. He sees the delinquent, distracted for a split second, and remembers Lee's lesson. Simple punches won't cut it. He needs to go big. Leah's voice echoes in his mind. She once told him that brute strength was on his side, but strategy was. With a sinister smile, she had promised to teach him a move that would take his opponents by surprise. Suddenly, the scene shifts. Lee rushes in, sweeping Kim's legs out from under him. But the real trick. A brutal shoulder strike aimed straight at the opponent's weak spot. Kim's world blurs, pain exploding through his body. He lets out a guttural scream, his entire being racked with agony. Lei, fixing her hair, explains the move's secret precise impact at just the right spot. Kim crumples dazed with Lei on top of him. Every nerve in his body screams in pain. He groans, questioning whether such a move was even fair. Lei rolls her eyes, snapping that this ain't some fancy martial arts tournament. This is about winning. She reminds him that in real fights, only results matter. Back in the present, Sangbong growls, still fuming over his injuries. Kim notices another opening. This was his shot. He moves in fast, using the technique Lie had drilled into him. As expected, Sangbong recoils, letting out a shriek of agony. But before the bully can recover, Kim slams him into the wall. The impact is brutal. Sangbong almost blacks out. The crowd watches in stunned silence. Had the bully just gotten wrecked? Sangbong, dazed, sees only one thing: the nerd he used to torment now standing over him, filled with rage. Kim don't hesitate. He throws punch after punch, cursing Sangbong with every hit. He screams that the bully was nobody and he had no right to ruin other people's lives. Tears mix with fury as Kim keeps swinging. He yells that if it weren't for Sangbong, he could have had a normal school life. The audience, once cheering, now watches in shock. The bullied nerd had completely lost himself in his rage. Lee, sensing the shift, tells Kim to chill. This fight's over. Suddenly, Sangbong reacts. He drives his foot into Kim's gut, sending him staggering back. Kim doubles over, gasping from the intense pain. The bully wastes a second. He lunges in, locking Kim into a guillotine chokehold. It's a jujitsu move, and despite being battered, Sangbong's grip is strong. A twisted grin spreads across his face as he taunts Kim, tightening the hold. Kim's vision dims, Hez seconds away from passing out. Desperate, he searches for a way out. His fingers brush against something the lighter Lee had given him. In a last-ditch effort, he flicks it on, pressing the flame against Sangbong's shoulder. The bully yelps in pain, instantly letting go. Kim gasps for air, recovering just in time. Hez not done yet. Using Leah's teachings, he disrupts Sangbong's balance with a sharp kick to the back of his thigh. He remembers her words, "The chin is the key." A solid hit there, and anyone, no matter how big, will drop. Kim sees his chance. With all the anger, pain, and months of suffering fueling him, he unleashes one final punch, striking Sangbong's chin with full force. The impact is undeniable. Sangbong's legs give out. His body crumples. The once-feared bully crashes to the ground, completely knocked out. The audience is silent, struggling to process what just happened. Then, chaos erupts. Some shout that the fight was insane. Others can't believe a nerd just wrecked a delinquent. Lee, looking smug, nods in approval. It was a tough win, but it was obvious Kim had a great teacher. Without another word, she turns and walks away. Kim, still catching his breath, barely processes it all. Then he remembers Leah's last piece of advice. When you win, you run. And so he does. Without hesitation, he takes off, dodging the possibility of a revenge attack. Sangbong's gang debates chasing him down, but someone shrugs it off. They let him go. Kim runs, stop running, a grin breaking through his exhaustion. Tears stream down his face, but this time they aren't from pain. They're from victory. Later, Kim reflects on what happened. News of his win spreads fast. He thinks his life as a bullied loser is finally over. But Hez wrong. Somewhere else, an unknown figure gets word of Sangbong's defeat. This guy ain't just some random thug. Hez worse. A chubby, menacing figure grins upon hearing the news. His name, Daebon. And Hez already planning his next move. This was just the beginning. Stay tuned, things are about to get crazier. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part on Doki Doki.